Thank you very much, Honourable Minister. Good morning, everybody. Distinguished guests, Honourable Minister, friends, family. We've come to a very important part of the ceremony, the closing. It's probably generally the best part of any sort of speech giver. We are, however, 30 minutes ahead of time, so when I conclude with my talk, my thank you, I would like the students to please head up to the instruments for the preparations if you have any. Okay, so first up we had Dr. Mabizela. Thank you so much, Vice Chancellor, for giving us a very good talk. I would like to have you know that you are very lucky, or probably very glad or thankful that I was not under you when I was doing my third year maths degree. I think I would have given you many, many headaches. So that's true. And Dr. Clayton, thank you so much for your inspiring talk and always updating us with the events at Rhodes and how we're doing and standing. It is very refreshing to know that we're doing quite well. As you mentioned that we have a stellar undergraduate program. I myself am a first year product of that program, and I think besides my third year maths degree, I think honestly you have done, all the researchers have done a very, very good job. Next we had Dr. Van Jaarsveld, Mr. CEO, sir, thank you so much for all your help and funding. Also, you mentioned balance, how you guys struggle to balance the grants and funding and stuff, and I personally think you have done an amazing job. I'm also glad to hear about all the increases of the budgets, wink wink. And then, thank you very much, Prof. Your talks are always informal. They give me hope that you don't have to be very stand-up talker and stuff. It's very, very refreshing. And you mentioned that you like challenges, and I think you have found an immense challenge in producing a postgraduate candidate out of myself. So, good luck with the future. And Honourable Minister Pandor, thank you so much. I saw on the plaque that you had opened the NRC before, and now you're here again 4 years later at the expansion. It is a huge honour for everybody here at Rhodes hosting you. Very grateful. And you also mentioned, and this one thing I've also noticed that we've discussed amongst ourselves, that industry and universities are indeed, there's a huge gap lacking. In other developed countries, such as Japan, the industries approach the universities and not the other way around, which we have noticed is probably one of the causes of this whole situation, which we hopefully will try and in the future correct. Also, you mentioned that you talk a lot about, you get boring when you talk about success stories and science. And there's one thing that you must always remember, that success stories and science are never boring. So, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for being here for the opening of the ceremony. My closing wasn't very well prepared. It's very tough to prepare for this sort of ceremony. And out of Prof's one of your greatest achievements. You can ignore all the accolades and all the prizes and stuff, but your students are by far the greatest achievement that you have ever had at this university. And I am honored to be one of those students. Thank you very much. Thank you. So I'll just give you a recap of the next bit of the itinerary. We are ahead of schedule, as mentioned, so we're not sure how it'll work, but the touring will take a bit of time. So right now, the Minister, Honourable Minister, and dignitaries will head through into the INC, not the NIC, and we will do the unveiling. Next, after that, the tour of the INC with the equipment and students will begin. And for those of you who will not be able to partake in the unveiling, there will be refreshments at the back. Feel free to help yourselves. And as it stands on the program, it says 12:30 is the lunch. If everything goes well, that might still be the case. However, we'll take it as it comes. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.